I'm listening to the thing. The music is a little high, I think. I'm listening to the thing. The music is a little high, I think. I sound really echoey. I'm listening to the thing. The music is
Hello.
a little high. Hello.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, we both sound echoey. In the animation department, I would have to say the simplicity of SFM, honestly. I'm a little loud at the thing. Yeah, I'm listening to the thing right now, and
Technical difficulties, everyone.
yeah, they can't hear Chris or the other guy.
You could just either call me Dark or Darkbox.
Dark.
You could just either call me Dark or Darkbox.
Dark. I'll turn myself down because I'm very loud. Dark.
That's weird. You're not even loud on my end.
Down because
From what I'm hearing it.
Alright, now they should be able to hear me.
That's weird. You're not even loud on my end.
I'm listening, like, I don't know. I'm listening to the thing, and it's like, both of us are really loud, but Chris is almost non existing sounding.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
I fixed the mic now.
Let me have a listen.
Mic 1, 2, 3.
Yep. All right, you sound a little bit more louder. All right.
Mic 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
All right, you sound a little bit more louder. All right.
I just turned myself down just in case.
Hello, Max.
I'll probably do the same.
Alright. So now that you guys can hear me in the chat, here's my next question. Let's see. What inspired you to actually start making Sonic animations? And was it the first one you chose, or was there something else you wanted to do before Sonic?
Before I started YouTube in general, I actually tried to. I started with Zelda, believe it or not.
Ooh, Zelda fan.
Yeah, because I'm a huge Legend of Zelda fan, and that was the first thing I was. It was the first thing I started doing with like in-game dubbing and stuff like that. And back in the day, like Nintendo was way more strict, so I couldn't do anything. And Sega was a little strict back in the day, but not as much. So I just did more Sonic stuff. So that's literally the only reason why, like, Sonic. The thing that got me more into Sonic more than anything is because a friend of mine was looking for a voice for Shadow the Hedgehog, and he couldn't find anybody. And we were in voice chat, and I said I could give it a shot, I guess. And he's like, "You think you could do good Shadow?" And I'm like, "I guess so." And like, I just I said, like, let me listen to Shadow, and it's like, okay, so he sounds kind of like this, and blah blah blah. And then it's like that's what we went with, and here I am today, I guess.
Your Shadow voice is still good to this day.
Thank you. This is
really well done.
Thank you. And yeah, that was basically the big thing that got me to Sonic. Is like, ever since that video came out by me voicing Shadow for him, like, a lot of people just wanted to know, like, oh, is there any other Shadow the Hedgehog stuff that you've done? And I'm like, no. And then I just randomly started putting videos together, and that's almost around the same time, I just looked at Sonic Unleashed trailer, and Silvernux and I couldn't figure out like what to do because he wanted to do that video and I wanted to do something about that video, but like there wasn't enough to dubbing material, I guess you could say, on the trailer. And I randomly said, like, wouldn't it be funny if Shadow the Hedgehog and Silver the Hedgehog actually watched it together? And we were just coming up with jokes on how much we were just making fun of the trailer, and we just wrote a script around it. And it's like, okay, I put in the audio all together, and it's like, okay, this is pretty fun. I started uploading to YouTube, and I'm like, on YouTube, you kind of had to think of a video title almost immediately. Otherwise, it's stuck like that without whatever title name.
Yeah.
And I had to think of something really quick because thankfully the video was kind of big. So it was taking a while, so I was like, so Shadow and Silver were just watching this trailer on Shadow and Silver watches Sonic trailer, Sonic Unleashed trailer, and I showed it to Silvernux, said like, what do you think of the title? And he's like, it's a good holdover, and that just became the name.
Honestly, each of the Sonic, Shadow and Silver watches the trailer videos you do is so funny.
Thank you. Yeah, it was just a lot of our first impressions, I guess you could say, and we just wrote down like whatever little things that we were just making fun of, and just wrote a script around it. I'm like, I guess Shadow will be more like is more of the angry nitpicker, while Silver is more of the sarcasm, yet like tries to understand it.
Right. Now, here's one I've been waiting to ask. What inspired you to create the Modern versus Boom, let alone the other ones that you've created on the channel?
The thing that inspired me was my friend was one time like, I made Shadow versus Boom Shadow, and at first I thought like that was gonna be a one shot, like I doubt anybody really cares about this, and it just kind of blew up. And then I was like, a lot of people were asking like, what about Sonic, and what about Tails, and what about like etc etc etc, and I was like, I guess I could do those. And I didn't want to tell like any big grandiose story. I was kind of like, I want to keep things as simple as possible. So a lot of the episodes are like kind of contained, but still linked together in some weird way.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I didn't mention Maria. I didn't even have a Maria model at the time. I was like, I guess Maria is going to be the thing that's going to be linking everything together. And that's when I just kind of made the series like because of so many requests of people asking like this character and that character. Like, I know the biggest one I have right now is Vector versus Boom Vector, and I actually recently attained Boom Vector, so we're gonna see that soon.
Nice. I can't wait to see that one. And I know
We have a question here, by the way, from Miles Telescope Prower. They said the Shadow759. You make Kirby videos?
Yes, I did make Kirby videos. I made like 4 or 5 of them. They like one of them was Mennonite, like based on the manga.
I remember that.
Yeah, and then there was the story time thing that my wife and I really loved.
Nice.
The bedtime Kirby storybook.
Uh-huh.
And then there was Kirby versus Mennonite, because that was just fun to do. I feel like it's almost mandatory to have a Kirby versus Mennonite at some point. And just
rivals, to be honest.
And then there was like just Mennonite. I forgot what the title was, but it was basically Mennonite overthinking stuff and making everything sound deep when it isn't that deep.
Alright. There was one question from UK Jamie. Are we excited for the upcoming Frontiers update, aka the DLC?
Oh yeah, the updated DLC.
Yeah.
uh, it would be interesting to see what Sega means about like other playable characters. I have a feeling that it's gonna be cyberspace, but we'll see what happens.
Oh, they did say there was going to be added a new story to it, so might not just be the cyberspace.
Be interesting
Yeah.
to see the characters. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was like just yeah.
I was just gonna say super quickly. It'd be interesting to see them in the free roam mode, seeing how far they could do with that.
That would be really funny.
But do you think it's actually gonna be like Tails, Knuckles, and Amy, or do you think it's just gonna be like, or do you think we're gonna get like them in periods? Like first we're gonna get Tails, and then like I don't know, like somewhere around November is when we're gonna get like Knuckles or something.
I feel like
And
all three of
probably.
them will probably be unlocked as a playable character. Though when you look at the picture, it also seems like we might actually get to play as Sage as well. That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Alright.
That'd be interesting.
So we got another
mean,
question. Go ahead.
I mean, like, give her model on purpose, I guess.
Right. So
Because
here's...
I don't even think you even battle her physically at all.
Nope, just the robots that she brings up, which are the giants.
Yep.
Here's a funny question from my our friend Knucklehead. Yes, Ayo Shadow759, where are the other 758 shadows?
Banned.
They have been
Okay.
shipped off to Amazon.
Yes. To the Shadow Realm.
Alright, so here's...
To
we
the
got some
Shadow
more
Realm, Jimbo.
questions for you. From Ashley Brown, she asks, do you remember the Shadoosh comic dub where Rouge said Ada Ada to Shadow on your channel?
Ada on my channel.
I think it was yours.
Did she even? I don't remember if I ever did anything like that.
I would have to look back on your channel to see about that. Alright.
We have another
Where's-
question right here from RoboJ to Shadow759. How did it feel when you were making a video about Shadow and Silver reacts to Sonic Generations and Sonic like All-Star Racing Transform?
Oh, that one was a lot of fun. I remember I was talking with Silver Nux about like, okay, so when the big news, everybody was freaking out that Sonic had a car and going like, why does he have a car? Isn't he fast and stuff like that? And I was talking to Silver Nux saying like, can you imagine if Sonic is just really bad at driving, and to make things worse, he's a really fast driver? So destruction is going like left and right, and I made that into a plot point that like Sonic is basically the cause of like world destruction because he has his license back.
I remember those little short videos.
That they were at like some underground cavern, yeah.
Started like a whole apocalypse.
Exactly.
Yes.
From Sonic. I think.
Yeah, it's all because Sonic was driving again, and it's like, who in the world gave him his license back?
What have you done?
Probably
Anarchy,
somebody
that's what they've done.
else.
Pretty
Yes.
much.
Man, remember when like one of the racing games, like Team Sonic Racing, was originally supposed to be like Sonic, like I think they announced it as like a Sonic R thing.
Yeah.
About the Tails doll.
Yeah, it was just one big smancy R, and it's like everybody was debating like it was like Sonic Sonic R again, or is it gonna be like a racing game? And everybody kind of figured it was a racing game.
Let's see. I'm waiting for some more questions.
We got an odd question right here. How can you focus on your homework? What?
How can I focus on my homework?
That's an odd
It's a
peculiar
very
question.
The way I focus on doing my homework is actually doing it right at school.
Ooh, I think I remember this one. From Telescope Power. She asked, do you remember how they can shadow fly? I think you did a video of that. Sorry, the way they
Shadow
had
can
that.
fly.
Yeah,
Yeah, I did. I did the fly series.
right.
Oh, got another question from Blazing Andy 18. What was your favorite video to animate?
My favorite video to animate. The one that I could say by Mono versus Boom, Cosmo versus Zoe was a lot of fun, and I was in a Hunter x Hunter big hype. So when I made that 15-minute long video, I didn't realize it was 15 minutes because I was such a Hunter x Hunter high that I was just doing all this work without realizing I was doing all this work. So I'm pretty proud of that one.
Nice. Oh, got another question from RoboJ to Shadow759. What led you to make videos about Tails and Sonic in court to discuss about Sonic Colors Ultimate?
That's hilarious.
So that one was because a lot of my friends on Discord were in a group chat, and basically, I guess you could say I'm the cynic in the group. That I'm like, I don't know about this game. I was not really impressed on what Ultimate Sonic was showing,
Right.
and a lot of my other friends were talking about how great it is and all that, and I'm like, I don't know. And then when the game came out, I was actually having an argument with a friend of mine, a playful argument, but it was we were just going back and forth about I said this game is a glitchy mess and there's this and this and that, and he kept defending it hardcore to the point where it just seemed cartoony to me. So I was thinking to myself oh man, it would be kind of funny if Sonic was defending his game like this. And that's when I just quickly grabbed the microphone and just Sonic, you have to do this, and I'm it was a quick 1 hour recording thing and 1 hour animating, and I was okay, I'm done. And then I just saved the animations of I made the Sonic do the Phoenix right point and all that, and I just saved it for future use and all that. That's why sometimes in betweens you kind of see that the model was slowly switching to the other pose that I did, but that was by accident. But it looked natural enough.
Yeah, it was funny. All right. Ooh, this is a very interesting question. What was your very first video you ever made?
A cell phone commercial with my friend from high school. We're still in contact. It was just a random thing that we were just hanging out and we were walking towards my house, and I remember he was so protective of his phone, and I just find it funny, and I said man, you would probably commit sukutu if something happened to your phone. And he's like, you know what, I would. And I said that sounds funny, and I gave him my cell phone instead, and I said why don't you just drop it in and be so depressed that you just stabbed yourself over it. And he's like, okay. And that's how that video became, and I just posted online, and that was it. And I was like, okay, I'll post other videos eventually.
All right, we got another question from Andrew right here to Shadow759. What was your favorite Shadow and Silver watch video that you ever made?
Oh, that's a very good question.
You got so many.
Yeah, there is a lot, but I guess it would be Man, at first I thought I had to answer right away, but no, I don't.
So many of them, it's hard to choose.
Yeah, because I have fond memories of many of them. I guess the one that I really enjoyed the most was the episode where I finally, for the longest time, always wanted to do a Phoenix Wright video, and that's when like Shadow and Silver were in court to prove that they weren't the aggressors, like destroying a movie theater in the car because it was Sonic. Yeah. There was an episode I regret not finishing. I really want to finish it one day, which is Silver and Knuckles takes care of Shadow's house, and a bunch of shenanigans happen and a bunch of time travel stuff in order to like to prevent. It was based on a King of the Hill episode. I remember that much.
Yeah, Shadow will be killing.
Like I think like Knuckles accidentally like spilled juice in like Shadow's rug, and Silver was trying so hard to get rid of the juice market in order to time travel in order to prevent it from happening, that Knuckles actually kills both Silver and Knuckles at the past, and he's like, why did you do that? Like you could cause a time anomaly and this and that, and it's like, it's fine, like as long as we exist in some timeline, we're here to make our lives better, not these fools.
Wow.
It's like some type of Rick and Morty thing. Like you know that one episode if you watch Rick and Morty where they killed another variant of themselves and just took their lives.
Yes.
Before we do go to
yeah,
go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say like I guess the chain of episodes I'm very proud of is the Sonic Forces trilogy, I guess you could say.
I loved how you went on a rant like that. There no Shadow in those videos.
I was losing
part in the game itself.
I was losing. Like it was almost a new trailer every 2 weeks or something. It was driving me nuts.
I wouldn't blame you. Anyways, before we go on to another question in the chat, I do have another question for you. What made you decide to create the Sonic the Hedgehog reminiscence story animation that you do?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
What inspired you to create the Sonic the Hedgehog and like the other story that you have besides the Modern versus Boom? What made you decide to create the reminiscence story?
The reminiscence story is like because of how it travels through like Sonic's past to present time. I was like thinking to myself, nostalgia had like a really big thing to do with it, and I was actually at El Salvador at the time when the game was dropping. Like I think like once I came back, like the following week, the game was coming out. And I was thinking like a lot of my past of like when I was a child, and then like my times at El Salvador, like visiting that place. It was like and playing through the game, it was like the cutscenes of the game was very limited, and I was like, I want to see Sonic talk about his past, and that's kind of what inspired the whole Sonic reminiscent thing. Is like just all about like just the past, and like just a whole bunch of like the craziness that is about memories, and also Kingdom Hearts.
I did remember
Chain of Memories is one of my favorite stories in Kingdom Hearts.
That game was hard on the freaking Game Boy Advance.
Oh yeah, it's bad, but I enjoyed the story.
Yeah, the story was good, just the gameplay sucked.
Also, I see somebody's. Hold on. No questions to me, y'all, or Chris. The only questions go over to our special guest right here.
I did remember seeing a question a little while ago. Somebody was asking what's gonna happen to Cosmo.
What's gonna happen to Cosmo? Oh,
Yeah.
I released an episode of Soulmates. That like now her family is involved. So it's one of those Cosmo is kind of grieving, and like now her sister is trying to like provoke something, and now like the mother is getting involved, and it's like everybody is like slowly getting involved, and it's kind of showing that Cosmo could have probably ended all of this if she actually spoke up, but she's kind of going with what everybody is saying around her.
Right.
So we'll see what happens.
All right. Question from Best Godzilla to Shadow759. How do you rate Sonic Frontiers gameplay and Supersonic?
With the game, the game was okay. I didn't really like the game. Is one of those. It's one of the better Sonic games. I do appreciate that. I hated the story, if I'm being perfectly honest. Really hated the story.
That's fine.
And and what else? Like, how do I rate it?
Yeah. And like, how do you feel about like Supersonic in the game, getting to play as him or something?
Yeah, well, it was cool. Like, I liked the first battle. That was obviously the team's like big ace and like to really get you hooked in the game. But the thing, in my opinion, is that like as the game keeps going, the more of the Sonic Supersonic fights, the worse the boss fights gotten.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of like the future like boss fights that happen later. I was like, eh. And I guess you could say like the idea of like, I guess you could say the pattern of collect stuff, talk to Sonic's friends. Sonic says, why are we hanging out with the rock people? Sonic's friends is like, you just don't get it, Sonic. And then, like, you don't get it, Sonic. Now get me more medals. And Sonic goes, collect stuff, comes back, and, it's like, it just got really repetitive, in my opinion. So I kind of like, at a scale 1 to 5, I kind of give the game a 2.
Understandable. So here's a interesting question when it comes to animating. What's the thing that takes the longest for you while animating?
The longest to animate is, I would have to say, it's the fight scenes to make them look good. They take a very long time. Like, it's one of those. It's a double-edged sword. Like, the fight scenes are the most fun to do, but they are the longest. But the whole talk scenes are the most boring scenes, and they take forever because you're trying so hard to make those scenes seem interesting.
And not only that, doing all the mouth movements and stuff on certain models and stuff.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm experienced with animating too, and I know how that feels, just doing a boring talk scene, and then you just want to get into the action, and then oh boy.
Action. Yeah. Because
movement.
Yeah, exactly. The movement is like is a huge pain, but it's one of those like it's a fun pain, but at the same time, like it's such a double-edged sword. Like I said, like after doing so much work and you're ready to see the fruits of your labor, and you got like 20 seconds. And I'm like,
it feels like forever, but then you realize, oh, that's how long?
Yeah.
Well, dang.
Yeah, it's pretty depressing in times.
Alright, so here's one from Vertera. She asks, what's your opinion on Cosmo from Sonic X? I guess in comparison to the one you have.
Oh, well, no, like my opinions on Cosmo and Sonic X is like, she's alright. The only thing I'm kind of a little sad for Cosmo on the fact that like a lot of people view her as only the love interest to Tails when she's has a lot more else going on, I guess you could say.
Yeah, like a lot more character just besides being Tails' girlfriend.
Yeah, basically. And
right,
it's like, yeah.
Sorry,
go ahead. No. I was just gonna say like that's the only thing that I'm like Cosmo's not a bad character. She definitely a character that was made to be sympathized because she goes through so much, and the characters, like she just doesn't want to lose another worlds, and every place they go to is like just one disaster after another.
Right, losing her tails. Which is sad, to be honest.
So we got the next question from the Best Godzilla again to Shadow759. What is your opinion on Sonic Prime and how do you rate it?
I'm gonna be honest right now. I hated the show. I really, really hated it. Like, man, I am not a fan of its animation style because it's so bouncy to the point where, like, I watched it when I was recovering from being sick, and I didn't know if it's just because I was sick that I couldn't handle the bounciness of it all. But when I finally saw it again, when I was feeling much better, I just found out, like, I really don't like how bouncy it is. And a lot of it is like skipping frames in order to, like, I guess you could say, make the animation look faster than it really is. And I'm just not a fan of like how Sonic is also so, I guess you could say, lack of better words, I'm not a fan of how this Sonic kind of acts. Where, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where he kind of causes more problems than...
Yeah, he causes more problems.
He's too cocky.
I saw a lot of people actually complain about his attitude, saying, like, yeah, his attitude is pretty bad because he is constantly always talking and he gets very annoying very fast. And it's like, I get that's the purpose because we're supposed to, like, know how everybody else feels about him, but it's one of those, I guess you could say the big price for that is that when you make an annoying character, he's, well, rather annoying.
Yep.
So I kind of give it a hard, like, 1 out of 5.
Understandable.
Yeah, I really like. I do have the models. I do plan on using Prime Sonic at some point as a joke, but yeah.
Yeah, I got the model as well. I just gotta rig the hands. Those are gonna be a pain. Pain. Oh, yeah. Alright. Ooh, here's
rigging.
Here's an interesting question. There are actually 2 of them, but one about from Frontera asking, "What's your opinion on Sage in Frontiers?"
With Sage, like, interesting character. Like, it's one of those interesting designs. I remember I learned about her character through, I guess you could say, behind the scene things. Like, I learned about her character like months ago before everybody else did.
Right.
And when I was first told that she's the daughter of Eggman, that's the only context I was given. And I'm like, interesting. Eggman has like a legitimate daughter? I was really confused but fascinated. And then I found out, she's a creation of Eggman's viewed as a daughter, and I'm like, and it's like, I know a lot of people really love her character, but I'm like, I guess you could say, like, there's not much of a character to her for me to care about, honestly, but it is one of those I hope in time she could get more interesting. I just don't know what's the point of killing her. Well, I just realized I almost said a spoiler there.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, we got another question right here from God of Destruction Sailor Silkadoom. To Shadow759, what's your opinion on Boom Shadow from Sonic Boom?
Honestly, pretty funny.
What he said.
I know a lot of people really hate Boom Shadow, but I absolutely adore the character, especially since the writers pretty much said like in order to, I guess you could say, work around Sega's mandate of Shadow is not allowed to be a funny character in a comedy show. Their workaround was Shadow is so serious, so edgy, that's the joke. And like he's so gullible because it's like one of those like Eggman showed him a really poor edited Sonic dissing Shadow, like a really poor put together video, and he fell for it by going like, I will not stand for this. And then he goes to Sonic, attacks him, and then Sonic goes like, what are you talking about? And like, did Eggman do something? And then he's like almost immediately flip-flops to go like, I will destroy him, and he goes away. And it's like, man, all you have to do is just tell him like one thing and he instantly believes you.
I love the one line that he says is like, your shoddy craftsmanship brings shame to all hedgehog kind.
Yes. It's just dumb stuff like that I'm like, man, I am perfectly okay with this Shadow, especially since, well, it's a comedy series and that's how I view it. It's just comedic.
All right. Ooh. Yeah, someone asked, what's the first Sonic game you ever played?
Sonic 1, I was very young. My brother wanted me like, when I was basically a baby, like really wanted me to get into video games, and that was the game I grew up with.
All right. Ooh.
Like along with Sonic 2 and all that.
All right, here's a very good question. What is your best moment in Modern vs. Boom in the Modern vs. Boom series? Like, which one was your best moment?
Oh, it was definitely Cosmo versus Zoe. Like that episode, I did not expect it to blow up the way it did because I did it legitimately as a joke episode that people just fell in love with.
Hey, I enjoyed it. I watched it twice when I saw that.
It was like I was just proud of the fact that, like, again, I was at a Hunter x Hunter high, and when I was making the dramatic God scene, I was just so happy.
We got another question right here. What's your opinion on Scourge from the Archie comics?
The Archie, I think. Scourge. Oh, him. Oh, I thought you meant like. Yeah. Okay. Scourge. Yeah. He's all right. Like, he's definitely an evil Sonic. I think my only complaint is we're supposed to like believe that he's an evil Sonic, but I feel like he's a little too different from Sonic to be considered an evil Sonic. If you know what I mean. I know that sounds like, well, that's kind of the point, is Sonic's not evil, but it's one of those, he doesn't seem like an evil version of, like, if Sonic was evil, he would totally be like this.
He's more or less like, you know, yeah, he has differences from Sonic, and he's like more just like, oh, I'm just trying to be a bad boy. That's it.
Pretty much. And it's like one of those, it's not bad, it's just I wish there was more of him being more of a Sonic.
There is some times where we see it. It's just like very limited, which is a shame.
Yeah. I think like it would have like that would have been a perfect character for like on what they're trying to do with Sonic nowadays is Sonic trying to view himself as like, wow, I'm a jerk to everybody.
And the way he treats them is always something. Whether it's nicely or badly. whether or not it's friends or foes.
Yeah, it could have been more interesting.
You
Got another question. Thoughts on IDW Shadow?
I only read the Zombot arc, what my friend from Sasso Studios gave me. Is one of those. I see why a lot of people complain about this version of Shadow because he kinda is like really, really one notes. It's like one of those people who don't know how to write the Shadow character just writes him as an angry, like I'm gonna take care of this, and like he just jumps into a battlefield knowing that like this virus is pretty deadly, and even though like yeah, it's to show that he's that confident that he can't be affected. I don't know, it just feels very simplistic to get rid of him in battle.
right? And someone asked, "What is your opinion on Belle the Tinkerer?"
Like I get it. It's supposed to be one of those really weird Sonic characters that doesn't look like a Sonic character. I get it. And it's just one of those from the comics that once again from what I read, she's not interesting. She almost seems like almost a boring version of Cosmo in a way.
Yeah, if you like that.
We got another question to Shadow759. Thoughts on movie Shadow's design, and are you excited for the third movie?
Did they even show his design?
Yeah, and
It was at.
Oh, it's official.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's official.
I thought it was
official
fan
design.
made.
No, that was an actual thing.
Yeah.
I think that answers that. I honestly thought it was fan made. Never mind.
No, that was an actual thing.
I
that they
thought
showed in
Shadow
the
would
movie.
be more interesting than a simple recolor of his model. Okay.
Also, one thing that's a very interesting detail, if you look at the glass that he's the thing that he's in, you see handprints on it, and they're like small handprints, and like insinuating, "Oh, Maria, oh boy."
I thought after the second movie, by that I guess you could say the after credits, I thought they would change up his model, but I guess not. Okay.
No. Well, they might do it in once they start working on the official trailer for the third movie.
Yeah. So I like I said, I guess that's just my feelings is that I thought it was fan made. Never mind. So that's kind of a letdown, but oh well.
Right.
All right. Got a question here from Scourge the Hedgehog. Any thoughts on Eggman being a sympathetic villain in the recent canon?
In the recent canon, like what the game,
Like
and
how
stuff?
Frontiers kind of makes him more of a like character to try to be sympathetic towards.
It's one of those. The game really does try a lot, but I guess it's one of those. Well, Eggman has barely been the villain in the Sonic series in general, honestly. So it almost kind of feels like they're finding ways to just keep him relevant, I guess you could say.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So them trying to make you feel like oh, poor Eggman kind of thing is one of the I don't know. I just want like my Eggman to just go like on attacking spree like next time Sonic. You know.
We got another one to Shadow759. What's your thoughts on Mephiles the Dark from Sonic 06?
As well as
He's
one
cool.
on thoughts on Rusty Roads from Sonic 9.
I say he's cool. Like it was very interesting of Sonic's take on the devil.
Yeah.
Like, I definitely see what they were trying for the character by trying to make him manipulating everybody into doing something.
The
Eh,
the craziest thing I learned about Sonic Generations from a friend of mine is
mhm.
that did you know the Time Eater was supposed to be Mephiles reincarnated?
Yes. Yes, it was originally supposed to be that, but then it just became a we're not confirming or denying kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is a shame because that would have been interesting, but that was a lot of people thought I got the twist in my Sonic reminiscent of Mephiles being being the time eater the whole time. Like everybody thought I got it from like that little interview, but it's like no, I actually came up with that first. That interview came like almost 2 years later, so after my video.
Right. Alright. And then what are your thoughts on Rusty Rose from Sonic Prime?
Cool like I say it's pretty interesting. The only thing that the character suffers from is that we don't know who normal Amy is, so seeing this evil version of Amy is one of those that is definitely robot Amy.
Yeah, there is still a lot of mystery around Rusty.
Yeah, but I overall think that she's a pretty cool. Like, I really like the design and all that. I think she's a pretty cool character. It's just not much to say. She just didn't really do much.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, thoughts on Infinite?
Ooh.
The actual Infinite, he is a very boring character. He's just Zavek 2.0.
Yeah.
Or Zavek, or whatever you like to call him.
You're
And
not
I'm
wrong.
the thing is, that's my one big problem with the Sonic series in general. But like, I like the idea of like other characters, other villain characters, besides Eggman. But so far, they kind of ridden Zavik 3 times, which is the first time is Lost World, just Zavik being Zavik. Second time was Infinite being Zavik. And the third time it was basically Sage being Zavik.
Wait, really?
Yeah, because all she kind of does is show up, tell Sonic, go away. Sonic says no. And she goes like, okay, fine then. I'm gonna make you fight this thing. Ha ha ha! You're gonna die. Bye. And she does that several times.
It's true.
I mean, she didn't ha ha ha, but still.
Oh, I got another question right here. To Shadow759. Speaking of villains, have you ever heard of Nazo? And also, what they added the canceled project of like that was supposed to be like the future thing for Nazo stuff.
From Chakra X.
I'm trying to remember. Wasn't that like a fan character that's from?
Yeah, it was a fan character.
Yeah, from the like that's Sonic X that
X.
silver form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember like a lot of people took like inspiration on that silver supersonic color that was supposed to be like dramatic coloring, kind of like in JoJo.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's cool. Can't really say much to a character I know nothing about, so.
Alright, here's one from Patera asking, what are your thoughts on Dr. Eggman Naga?
I think he's cool. Like, I really find it really interesting that it's a alternate dimension Eggman that wants to basically destroy everything, not really conquer. Like,
Yes,
he kind of goes working with the modern Eggman. And the thing is, like, when everything was falling apart and Sonic was slowly winning, like, Eggman Nega was basically going like, well, time to destroy the universe. And it's like, wait, what? And it's like, yeah, like, we're, like, our plans fail. Just kill everybody.
Dang.
The craziest thing in like I think Rivals 2, they revealed that he's a descendant of Eggman.
Yeah, they retconned it to be a descendant this time around. Yeah, it was
He
weird.
pretty much hates them. He hates them.
All right. Got another question. What was the hardest boss from a Sonic game that you had to deal with?
The hardest boss. I would have to say maybe Time Eater and Generations, the PS3 version. I was not that big of a fan, and it was very unclear what you had to do at first.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of the characters just keep telling you, watch out for a homing shot, and you can't help but feel like, was there originally supposed to be lines to tell you how to fight this thing, but it doesn't tell you? And then, like, super classic Sonic is only there only if you screwed up as modern Sonic, not collecting rings or something, I guess.
Right.
He's just kind of there, not really doing all that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you played Sonic Unleashed, which stage was the hardest for you?
Just like everybody else, Eggman Land.
Oh, you should have seen me
Yeah.
raging when I was going through that. I've died about 15 or 16 times.
The thing is, I've never gone through Eggman Land.
I managed to, and I don't think I ever would have played through that again.
Yeah. I know a lot of people want a remaster of like Unleashed, but I don't think that's gonna happen. I don't believe Sega has the source code to that game anymore.
Which is sad, to be honest.
And two, I don't think it's in Sega's budget, so
Hey, they managed to make a remake of Sonic Colors, Ultimate, even though it was horrible.
It would be interesting to see, like, SA1.
Yeah, I can see.
Hello? Oh, okay.
Alright, what is your opinion on Dr. Starline?
It is interesting that there's like an Eggman fanboy. I say like he's a pretty cool take character. He kind of didn't he like I guess I should avoid spoilers. I know
I'm
like
pretty sure a lot of people read the comic, so I don't think it would matter.
well, just in case, spoiler warning. So the one thing that I said, man, that was one of the few things I really enjoyed in the comic is seeing Eggman actually take him and like slam him down to the ground.
Right.
Like that was so cool.
Like, see a different side of Eggman.
A lot of people forget Eggman can fight.
Yes.
Yes,
I was
Forget.
very happy to see that.
Oh, another question right here. What are your thoughts on Metal Sonic?
My thoughts on Metal Sonic is like, don't get me wrong, he's a very cool character, really cool. I feel like he's kind of being overused now.
Yeah.
And if I'm being honest right now, when it comes down to the live action movie, that the one time I feel like Metal Sonic would have been appropriate to be around, and they don't use him, they use Shadow, and I'm like,
The thing
there's
is,
a possibility
he
by
was
the end.
supposed to appear in the second movie, but they cut him
Yeah.
out.
Yeah, they did.
We might see
Because I
Metal
think
Sonic
like too
second.
many things were happening already, I believe.
The craziest thing, like I remember in the original plot line, is that they were going to fuse both of the worlds that Sonic came from, and then
Yes,
Earth?
that was originally one of their ideas, yeah.
But they didn't. Alright.
I think it's one of those the idea of explaining like why more and more cartoony characters come into our world by merging the world would have been more simple to explain, but I think like for kids and stuff like that, that's a big ask for kids to understand that. So they want to keep it simple by like, oh, they just come to our world and in search of like whatever, and I think that's way more easier for kids to understand them way better.
Right.
All right. Go ahead.
There was one. What are your thoughts on Surge and Kit?
I don't care for Kit that much. Surge, she's pretty cool.
I think they may
I
have changed their mind on the third creation that Starline would have created. I know there was supposed to be a third one, but I guess they changed their mind on it. Or in this case, Ian changed his mind on it.
Because like I remember. Oh, go ahead.
No. I was gonna take a guess. I don't know. Go ahead.
I remember the third one was supposed to have like fire abilities or something because like they were trying to do like a mishmash type of thing of like Surge because lightning and stuff was supposed to go after Tails, Kit, water, obviously Sonic, and then they were gonna have like one to go up against Amy or something that was like fire because Amy's afraid of fire.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
Yep.
I didn't know that about her characters. Was that like an IDW thing or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was supposed to be like a concept what they were gonna do, but like they scrapped the third one.
I guess it's because it's like, again, it would have made things a little complicated for all these characters to, eventually be in one panel together.
Yeah.
Very true. And you rarely see Amy appear in much of the panel comics that much.
I remember my friend Sasso gave me the comics to read. The thing I was really disappointed, and I found out many fans hated this little arc, was the camp arc. Like when Amy and the other girls went camping and all that. Like, I remember I was like, oh, that's a fun idea. And the story happened and it was boring. And it's like, oh, that's a shame.
Not really much action in there.
It's like, it didn't need to be action or anything. It's just, there was not much going on. It was like one of those, they're talking,
it's kind of like filler in anime.
Yeah. That's actually the best way to describe it. Yes.
All right, I got another question here. Do you prefer Metal Sonic to have a voice or keep him silent?
Man, that is tricky because there are times like when he had the voice once, I say it works, but like silent isn't bad, but there are one or two times I won't lie. I kind of wish that he would speak a word here and there.
Not just in his neo-metal form, like just being able to talk.
Yeah.
Well, he is able to talk. It's just that I don't understand why they don't make him talk.
Yeah. Like sometimes they do explain that he can talk, as well, like you said. It's really weird that like they keep flip-flopping on that. Like, can he talk or not? Make up your minds. I'm confused.
He just makes those beep boop sounds, and I'm gonna be honest, I just prefer him to have a voice.
Yeah. It's very tricky. Like, there are times I like it when he's mute, and there are times that I kind of wish that he did talk. So I kind of wish that there was a little bit of a balance. I don't know. Like, maybe when he's fighting or something is when he doesn't talk.
To give that like cold, like villain thing, like I don't need to speak in order to show I'm a threat.
Yeah, basically. Like I've always viewed him as Sonic's Brainiac, basically.
I'll say, hey, System 509. How's it going, man? Yeah, I see System in the chat. Anyways, here's the... Like, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure I'm not having any technical difficulties. Alright, yeah, there was two opinions on two Sonic movie characters. One on, what's your opinion on movie Dr. Eggman? or in this case, what's your opinion on Jim Carrey's take on Dr. Eggman?
Oh, I think they had to mute.
Uh,
Just give him a moment.
Yep, give him a moment, guys.
Well, anyway, how's the airline food, everyone?
Really? Yeah, everything going all right, System. How you been? Oh my God, really, Josh? It's Shadow. Oh my God. Yeah, no, he's actually muted right now. I'll give him a minute. Nice. You're gonna get the Tears of the Kingdom system?
Oh, there he goes.
Not
There
that.
he is. Welcome back.
And I had something to do, but yep.
Alright. The one that had asked, what's your opinion on two Sonic movie characters? One for Dr. Eggman, or in this case, what's your opinion on Jim Carrey's take on Dr. Eggman? And then the other one was Movie Tales.
I feel so sad because like I'm being so cynical with these characters. I personally hate Jim Carrey. That's my personal opinion. That is a 100% me thing.
Hey, understandable.
Yeah,
Understandable.
I do not like Jim Carrey. Like everything I know about the guy in real life and everything, like cannot stand him.
Understandable. And then your take, what's your opinion on Movie Tales?
Movie Tales is basically like he's almost too much like regular Tales to a fault, if that makes sense.
You're not wrong, because he still is somewhat like like some of a coward. Doesn't really fight as much.
Well, it's not bad on that. It's just one of those. He kind of served no purpose in this movie, which is a shame because, again, Tails is like one of my favorite characters, and he almost felt like he was just there for. Honestly, he was just there. So, like half the time, I keep forgetting that he was in the movie. But yeah.
Anyways.
All right, we got another one.
Go ahead.
You go ahead.
And I think you saw the one I was about to say. Go ahead.
What is your opinion on movie Sonic and movie Knuckles?
I liked movie Knuckles at the beginning. He was really good. And ever since he fell off that cliff, I think like a lot of people praised the movie for Knuckles finally being a badass again. But ever since he kind of fell down that cliff, he been kind of an idiot. Like a lot of his badassery kind of went out of the window when he fell down that cliff. And but overall, I really did enjoy movie Knuckles. Like I think personally, like Adria, man, I screwed up his name. Yes, I think he did a fine job. He was really cool. I kind of feel like he kind of the more he made him goofy, the more almost cavemanish he kind of made Knuckles sound, and I was like somewhere down the middle. I was not feeling movie Knuckles anymore.
All right.
But I did like him, but overall, like yeah, I would say like movie Knuckles is definitely one of my more favorite characters in the Sonic movie, besides Tom.
All right. Yeah, System asks you, how would you improve modern Sonic as a character without changing him from being Sonic-y?
without him being Sonic-y.
Yeah, without changing him being Sonic-y.
Just as a flat-out character?
Yeah, like I guess like improvements to him without changing his usual take.
I guess I would personally like to see Sonic go back to basically I know lately they've been trying to make Sonic more learn his lessons, and I feel like Sonic already knows himself a little too well. I kind of want Sonic to go back to being like that laid back. I guess you could say I would definitely fuse his personality to be more of Boom Sonic, but without him being, I guess you could say, too much of a lazy hero. More of the lines of he does what he wants to do. So every time like he kind of sees something stupid, it's like, okay, well, I want to do this, you know.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to explain, but it's one of those. I would like to see a fusion of like a more of a balance between like his modern self and his Boom self, because I feel like his Boom personality definitely got his like more of a modern take on Sonic, like caring but not caring too much. Like he cares for his friends, but he doesn't need to be, I guess you could say, I need to learn my lesson because I'm being whiny about it almost.
Yeah. Alright. Let's see. Okay, so which from Mark, yes, which Sonic you prefer, classic, modern, or boom?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that question?
Which Sonic would you prefer, the classic, the modern, or boom? Or in this case, adding to it movie.
Uh if I had to rate on like which Sonic I like nowadays, I would say I do like the boom takes more.
Okay.
Because again, I like the fact that like Boom Sonic cares, but he isn't like I guess you could say too like worried about what others think about him. He has that right balance of like he cares, but just to the point of like I care for you, and I really don't care what you think too much about me. Unless whatever situation he's in.
And he's always in a lot of situations, whether or not it's Eggman related or not.
Yeah.
Let's see. Alright. How? Someone asked, how hyped are you about the upcoming Sonic movie 3?
um it's one of those I gotta see a trailer or something just to determine like you know how hype I feel. Like I hope that it would be definitely better than 2. I wasn't that big of a fan of 2 compared to 1, but you know, that's
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
like my only take is that like I hope the movie is more I guess you could say does things how can I say, like I want characters to have a purpose more, because Tom in movie 2 felt like he was just there.
Right. There wasn't much scenes with him. It was mainly focusing on Sonic and the others.
I think it's because like Tom was just away on it. Like the actor himself was James was just in vacation at Hawaii, and they just followed him there.
Yeah.
Alright. Ooh. What's your opinion on Sally Acorn?
She seemed like I always enjoyed her character from like the TV show. I don't know much about her Archie stuff, but I remember I actually liked the new design they gave her, even though a lot of people really didn't like it for some reason. Like the shorts and the full on jacket and stuff like that, and the energy blades. I thought that was cool, but a lot of people apparently hated it.
Hey, it was really good. Plus, she actually wears full-on clothes.
And she actually fought more.
Exactly.
Another question right here. Who would you like to see be added to the movie universe cast?
Besides the one that we already know that's gonna be in the movie.
Like I said, I would have definitely preferred to see Metal Sonic over Shadow, honestly. And I would definitely like to see if I had to choose a character of like who should come up. I'm just gonna stick with my guns and say like I would have really liked to see Metal Sonic and how they would have treated Metal Sonic to be a part of the movie universe. Like you said, like originally like Metal Sonic was supposed to show up, but they scrapped him, and that's a shame.
Because the thing is, I remember reading about like how the fight was gonna go, and it was supposed to happen at the same time with freaking the Death Egg robot, which would have been oh boy.
Like Sonic having to deal with Metal Sonic while Tails and Knuckles dealing with the egg.
It would have definitely taken away from the aspect of like of Sonic versus Knuckles, so I don't blame them. And I give the movie a lot of credit on handling Sonic's speed in the movie because they perfectly explain without saying in words on why Sonic seems so limited in like the fights. Like say for example, Sonic just ran across an ocean just to get to where Knuckles is and then had a battle with him. He's obviously wiped out, and you know Robotnik was going on his big ramble about like how he tricked Knuckles and all of that, but like Knuckles had a lot of time to do something but kind of let Robotnik ramble on. But like Sonic, you could obviously tell when the only reason why he's kind of standing around and not doing anything is because he's obviously tired after all of that stuff that I just said. Like running across the ocean is like, give that boy a break.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Plus having to deal with his fear of water, that didn't help him either.
Yeah, like I do like the fact that they do handle Sonic's powers very well in the movie, to the point where it's kind of obvious that like Sega has been trying to copy them since.
Mm-hmm. We got another question right here. What do you think about the characters that are technically forgotten by Sega and not by the fans, like your Marine, Honey, Fang, etc.?
How do I feel about them?
Yeah,
Like the characters that were mainly forgotten by Sega.
They're cool characters. I'm really sad that Sega doesn't really play with them that much anymore. Like I know like Honey the cat is basically she's just a cat version of like Honey from Fighting Vipers. So her I kind of understand, but like characters like Bean and like Mighty and Ray and all these other characters, they brought them back just to make them forgotten again, and it's like why? Especially with Marine on like they build up this mystery of like she has water powers. Interesting. So that's the opposite of Blaze. Okay, cool.
I did like how they up in the Marine versus N6 video, her using her water powers.
And it's like Marine has so much potential to be a cool character, but it's one of those she's kind of not there. Cream is completely forgotten about now.
Yep.
Except for the comics. Like I'm pretty sure Sega wishes that we forgot about Cream the rabbit already.
All right, we got another question here. What was your most favorite and most hated character to animate?
Let's see. my most I guess I'll just keep it in Sonic by characters that I hated animating. Believe it or not, the character that's such a pain to work with and why I barely use her is actually, funny enough, Cream the Rabbit. She is such a pain. Her rig is completely broken.
Yeah, I did offer to help out, see if I can do something about that.
I've been talking to my friend Super Static Pro, like if I could commission him to like make a much better Cream the Rabbit model, because I'm gonna need her for a future Modern versus Boom fight. So that's one of those I can't wait to see that happen, to finally have a more better Cream the Rabbit to work with.
Oh, I would love that. We gotta get in one of that.
Yeah, definitely. And my most favorite one, I would have to say, is probably Silver, because he's weirdly very easy to animate. That or like I just been working with him so many times, it's just easy for me. But weirdly enough, Shadow's more of a pain than Silver is.
Ooh, we got a question right here. What do you think of Manic from Sonic Underground?
I think he's cool. Like, I know nowadays, like, the idea of, like, Sonic having siblings is kind of stupid for a lot of people, but I think they're pretty cool.
He should that he has family.
It's one of those, like, I like the idea of, like, Sonic having a thieving brother and all of that, and Sonya is Steve Urkel.
It's still kind of crazy that Julia White voiced all three of them in Sonic Underground.
Yeah. Nowadays, like, the idea of letting something like that pass is probably a big no, especially by Sega saying, like, given Sonic family, no.
It would be interesting to see how that would play in, like, gameplay wise, because, like, I'd feel like Manic be like more of the combat, and Sonya on the other hand would be more of, like, I don't know, probably stealth or something.
Yeah.
Which we barely see that in a Sonic game.
Exactly.
Originally, like, I believe, like, the SatAM game was supposed to be like a stealth, like, platformer Sonic game, and that's why Sega, like, canceled it, because they didn't like the idea of it being too different from a Sonic game.
If you had control over the story for the next Sonic game, what would you like to do with it?
Oh, what would I like to do with Sonic and Friends?
What would you like to do?
Oh, okay. No, I thought, like, Discord, like, was messing up on this. So what I would definitely love for them to explore the basically, like, okay, I love the Sonic Rush series. It is my favorite Sonic games out of all the series, the Sonic Rush series. But if I had to say, like, no to the Sonic series, because, you know, Sega wants to move on from the Boost formula, I would definitely love to see Sega attempt to make the Sonic Heroes format work, but this time just focus on Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel like what caused Sonic Heroes, I guess you could say, like, to not reach its full potential is because it focused on so many characters that it should have just been Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. Like, I feel like if they do it again and have a certain formula and make it really fun to play Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles, I think they would have something there. I would love for them to try that again. If I was in charge, I would definitely be like, let's focus on something like this. Like, that way people have more than just Sonic, but it's a core aspect that you have to have Tails and Knuckles with you, you know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
try to take in
That's my general take. I don't know about you guys, but yeah.
I would love a game that'd be like Sonic Heroes again, because it's been a while since we had anything like that.
Like being able to play with them all
like Sega just keeps bringing in formulas, and it's like interesting, and then it goes away, and you kind of wonder, like, are we ever gonna visit this formula again? No, okay, bye.
We'll try to take in a few more questions, and then we'll end it off there.
Okay.
All right. Here's an interesting question. There was another one earlier too. I'll read that one. How did Black Doom take over cheese? Like, and my question to add to that, like, what inspired you to come with that idea of like Black Doom taking over Cheese's body in Reminiscence?
All right, so the idea with that one came by is because in Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, I should say, not really. Well, kind of one, but the Chows have the abilities to take on creatures and basically take in their DNA, and basically their body adapts to whatever creature they just absorbed.
Yeah.
And also the idea of like the chaos drives, and Sonic Heroes, Metal Sonic says that Chows have the potential of like a lot of chaos energy, just like the chaos mutated form itself. So there's definitely like chaos energy within Chows. And the idea of like again, this came from a lot of different like aspects of the Sonic games. Also, the idea of Sonic Adventure 3, where Sonic and friends like grab cheese and basically like he's able to absorb whatever ability and have like a weaker version of it. And I thought like it would be one of the ideas that I really wanted Black Doom to be around because of the ideas that I had for like the reveal of to Silver, Shadow, and Amy, like all of that connection, is because I was thinking to myself, like, the Black Army had like all the Black Arms kidnapped Chows from Cream's mission, well, Amy's mission, honestly, but they kidnapped a whole bunch of Chows and had a Chow garden, and I always wondered, but why? And one of the ideas that I was thinking is like, well, some of them must have the Black Arms DNA within them, and Black Doom, I view it as like the hive mind's I guess you could say the main brain, and I figured like it would make sense that he kind of took over a Chow's body. And I said, like, well, Cheese was the one that's outed from everybody else. So I was thinking, like, perfect. Cheese this whole time had Black Doom's blood, and that's why Black Doom took over. There we go.
Nice.
Also, we got a question from Unitato Productions. Question: Are you able to give an explanation to that profile picture? Like, is Shadow all right?
Every time I look at that.
Well, the funny thing is, with how that picture was made, my friend Miss Yuna made a picture. I believe like her art is still out there to be viewed. Yeah, it was like Shadow like crashed in the arc type of thing. And another friend of mine looked at this thing and she said like, this has you energy all over it. So she cropped out the thing and made like that little banner with the soft blue and put in the cartoony number 759. And she said, do you like? And I said, I honestly love. And I showed it to Miss Yuna saying like, you okay with me using this as a profile photo? And she's like, go for it. And I said, thank you. And it just became a thing. And I was too lazy to ever change it. So it just stayed there.
It's funny. It's really
I see Doug's head and said, like, I thought that picture was you in real life. Yes. But then I saw your Discord profile photo. Yes.
All
Oh, somebody asked. Well, you go ahead.
Yeah, we'll read the one that you were gonna read, and then the last one will be from Shadow759. Anyways, go ahead and read
Okay.
yours.
What was the funniest moment in Sonic Boom for you?
The funniest moment of Sonic Boom, I think there was two of them. One was the scene where like Amy told her like pet bug, buzz bug that she adopted to play dead. And she's like, play dead after like a long happy montage, and the thing just blows up and she goes, no! Like the way Amy screamed no in such a horror voice was just so funny to me. And I think like out of all the characters, like Tails had some pretty golden moments because of his faces.
And the last one will be from Silver Doom asking thoughts on Percy from Sonic Boom.
My thoughts on Percy?
Yeah.
I say that she's a very interesting character that a lot of people don't give her enough credit, because in the video game, Percy, there's like this whole history behind her character that apparently like her family is a family of heroes to the Outset Island. And if anything, like she was originally supposed to be a playable character in Sonic Boom, Rise of Lyric. Yes, along with Eggman and all of that. Like she was supposed to be a playable character, but they scrapped that idea, which is a shame. But yeah, she was originally supposed to be a playable character, which was interesting, especially since like the way she's designed, she definitely has that feel of like she was supposed to be way more important than they let on.
Than just being a background character.
Yeah, basically.
Too much detail.
Honestly, I don't know what kind of animal she's supposed to be. Some people say she's a bandicoot, but
she is a bandicoot. Yep.
a bandicoot.
Yeah, she like I remember when I was working on Mono vs. Boom, like I gave her a lot of spin attacks in order to represent Crash Bandicoot.
Crash.
Yeah. During the Percy vs. Blade video, I noticed that.
But yeah, like she's a bandicoot. Even though admittedly I don't blame you for not knowing. She doesn't look like she's an animal, but you have no idea what animal she is, so I don't blame you for not knowing. And yeah, it's I feel like her character is overlooked because a lot of people, when I made the announcement that she was gonna fight Blaze, a lot of people were like, what is she gonna do? And I'm like, like she like apparently her family is all a family of heroes, and nobody knew what I was talking about until I played some clips of like what her original dialogue in the game was. And there was actually a thing where Amy actually praises Percy by going like, nice kill, Percy.
Really?
Yep. Like I think out of all the characters, like the only unused audio was found by Amy saying that like, nice kill, Percy, and like yep, basically indicating that she was supposed to be like a playable character at some point.
They should have added her as a playable character.
No, the person I would have been really interesting is like, how would have they made Eggman into a playable character, because he was supposed to be a full-on playable character as well.
That is a good question, considering that he looks fit enough to actually do actual things besides riding on his Eggmobile.
Mm-hmm.
Be just interesting to see Eggman just go KO somebody, just WWE style.
Yes. He does the RKO.
Yeah, RKO.
Cold.
I almost animated that, but unfortunately, due to like time restrictions, I had to like cut out a lot of ideas. Like I did originally want like both Eggmans to like clash at each other wrestling style, and the robots like start building a like a boxing ring around them.
It'd be an interesting idea for the future to see him just do that to someone.
I want to like, man, I should animate that just for fun. Just Eggman doing an RKO. Maybe he should do it to Sonic.
Eggman versus Boom Eggman video. You should have done that.
Oh, actually, now that I think about it, I still have my chance. I could make Eggman do an RKO on Boom Sonic.
Do it. Do it.
I'll do the over exaggerated like Sonic like whips down so quickly he whips up and like one leg up and falls.
Hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed being able to hear your answers and questions being answered by my friend here. Anything you want to say? Anything you want to give them a heads up on?
Thank you for having me, and thank you for all the questions, everybody. I had a lot of fun.
We'll see you guys next time. Also, do look forward to episode 2. I know this one is episode 3. Episode 2 will be on tomorrow with my special guest, Zeno Nebula, so make sure you guys check that out. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Later.